All right, Dow Jones Industrial Average, these are the futures on the Dow, up 250 points, a couple hours ahead of the opening bell this morning. So we're looking at potentially triple-digit gain when things start trading at 9:30. We saw China announcing more stimulus for its financial markets. So we saw a rally in Asia. That translated to a rally in Europe and here at home. A flood of earnings out this morning as well. You're looking at Bank of America shares in the pre-market. Bank of America and Morgan Stanley beating on their earnings expectations. You're looking at Morgan Stanley shares up about $1 in the pre-market. But anyway, joining us now is Northern Trust Chief Investment Officer Katie Nixon. And I think the first thing I asked you when you sat down, Katie, was, so there's so much news out, China, earnings, all these things going on, oil prices. What moves you the most? What's driving markets, in your opinion?
I think today what's driving markets really is the China story, to be honest with you, Sandra. People have been very worried about a hard landing in China and the really dampening effects that would have on global investor sentiment. So the fact that we got some relatively good news this morning, a GDP number that basically met estimates, and then some decisive policy action that followed, I think is a sign that we're seeing a little relief rally right now. So
do you think that potentially you'd be willing to call a bottom in this market sell-off, the stock market sell-off?
I think that's way too early to call. I mean, our forecast is that we're just going to continue to see this kind of volatility. I mean, it's great to see triple-digit day today, but I mean, we were here last week, and then when we had a terrible day on Friday. So I think we're going to continue to see these kinds of seesaw days as investors grapple with some of the continued headwinds.
How much of this is the sell-off in oil being priced into our stock market as well? Oil's back below $30 a barrel this morning.
Oh, absolutely. And you mentioned earnings season coming up, and I think we're going to see continued pressure on a lot of companies as a result of that decline in the commodity, whether it's materials companies, some industrial companies, clearly energy companies. So there's a big impact of the decline in energy. And I think the interesting thing is many people had said early in the energy decline that it would be a positive, right? Because we'd see consumer spending really improve.
Never happened.
Well, I think to see consumer spending really improve, consumers have to have long-lasting confidence. And I think the continued uncertainty is really one of the reasons why we haven't seen this energy dividend.
Dominic, you agree?
Yeah, we brought this up earlier. I think we were off camera. But the consumer has the money in their pocket. They're just not feeling very good. Whether we can talk about what's going on around the world, terrorism, the political climate here in the United States, certainly the market's declining over the last couple of months. People aren't feeling very good, and they're not going to spend that money if they don't feel good about it.
Katie Nixon, any specific sectors, we've got to go, but anything you really like right now, trying to keep it positive?
Well, let's keep it positive. We had some great earnings this morning out of some financials. We continue to like financials in this environment, so that's where we would be focusing.
All right, good stuff. Katie Nixon, thank you so much. All right, we're going to be right